Twin brothers went on a dive in one of the most impressive natural landmarks in Mexico, the Zacaton sinkhole. However, while trying to ascend, a series of unfortunate events began happening as their lift bag got entangled in a guideline. Zacaton sinkhole stands out as one of the most remarkable natural wonders in Mexico. What makes it even more fascinating is the presence of unique classes of microorganisms and unique floating islands within the sinkhole. Located in the Aldama Municipality, near the Sierra de Tamaulipas, in the northeastern state of Tamaulipas, Mexico, Zacaton is part of the distinctive karst features comprising the Zacaton system. The name Zacaton originates from the freely drifting islands covered in Zacate grass, which gracefully move across the surface propelled by the wind. With a total depth of 1,112 feet, Zacaton holds the prestigious title of being the world's deepest water-filled sinkhole. When advanced measurements were conducted using an autonomous robot, it was determined that the underwater section of Zacaton extends to a depth of 1,047 feet, with a 66-foot differential between the cliff rim and the water surface. The karst features found in this area are truly extraordinary and have no equal anywhere else in the world. Here, there are around 20 unique features, including sinkholes, caves, and springs formed by deep groundwater heated through volcanic processes. Even today, the karstification process is ongoing as acidic groundwater continues to wash away the limestone, creating unusual travertine formations. In the late 1980s, professional divers became intrigued by Zacaton, turning it into a historically significant dive site. Several divers also set numerous scuba diving world records in this sinkhole. Beyond its appeal to divers, Zacaton caught the attention of NASA and various institutions seeking a suitable location for scientific experiments. This peculiar site became a testing ground for the semi-autonomous robot known as Deep Phreatic Thermal Explorer, or DEPTH-X. In a successful expedition in late May 2007, the DEPTH-X robot achieved a milestone by reaching the bottom of Zacaton. Not only did it navigate the depths of the sinkhole, but it also mapped the deepest part of Zacaton that was inaccessible to scuba divers. This breakthrough marked a significant contribution to scientific exploration and expanded our understanding of this unique geological wonder. Liam Colton was 28 years old, and he and his twin brother Brian picked up an interest in cave diving quite early. At the age of 4, they were excellent swimmers, and in elementary school, they won several medals. Their love for diving made them study marine biology in college, and they always seek out diving opportunities. Both twins had a lot in common, and this made them share their lives, especially their passion for diving. They both went for cave diving training and were qualified for international cave diving. At only 28 years old, the twins had contributed to the success of many diving projects, as well as diving-related media. They did several diving businesses, such as boat maintenance, salvage work, and training. They had both journeyed to France, Mexico, and the United States for diving adventures. In the early 2000s, Liam Colton, along with his twin brother Brian, who also served as his diving partner, decided to explore the Zacaton sinkhole for their upcoming diving adventure. They anticipated it to be a dive similar to their previous ones, simple and uncomplicated. Preparing diligently, they engaged in a week-long practice dive leading up to the scheduled date. Since they had substantial experience as cave divers, they meticulously organized every aspect of the dive. They planned to use closed-circuit rebreathers. This was because of the advantages it has over an open-circuit scuba system, which include that it is a technology that recycles exhaled air while eliminating carbon dioxide. And since they planned to dive to a depth of 229 feet, this would enable them to have an extended underwater exploration. The closed-circuit rebreather's efficient gas usage means they wouldn't need to stop frequently. Additionally, nitrogen loading is reduced thanks to oxygen-rich mixes, leading to a substantial decrease in decompression time. Moreover, the gas that returns to the diver after passing through the scrubber is warmer and more moist compared to that of an open-circuit scuba system. This not only helps in staying warmer underwater, but also reduces the risk of dehydration due to the exothermic reaction involved in the process. In essence, their choice of closed-circuit rebreathers was strategic and aligned with the purpose of their dive. On getting to the dive location, they geared up, started a new dive line, and swam along a passageway to the sinkhole. As they completed their equipment check, they agreed that they were finally ready, and they signaled this with a nod to themselves. At this point, they got separated to follow their respective descent lines through the water body. Liam dove in first for a few seconds before Brian joined him. They were a few feet apart from each other, but they were connected with the guidelines, visually keeping track of these guidelines. They had to be careful in their descent because any mistake while diving down could lead to a catastrophic incident. As they continued their descent, Liam glanced towards Brian, who responded with an approving nod. While diving, the brothers needed to follow a careful breathing pattern. They took conscious, slow, deep breaths so that they could optimize the trade-off between excess gas consumption and hypoventilation. These imbalances might result in an accumulation of carbon dioxide. The dive progressed as anticipated, with Brian observing the reassuring glow of his brother's light leading the way. As they were diving closely together, Liam wasn't too far off. Meanwhile, Liam proceeded further into the distance, following their plan. They successfully descended to a depth of 229 feet without any issues. However, some complications began when Liam's rebreather started to malfunction. Despite switching to his backup system, it also failed, making him resort to the open-circuit scuba system. After getting to their planned dive depth, the brothers started to ascend, and everything seemed fine, at least for some time. However, when they were at a depth of 157 feet, another complication arose with their lift bags, which were supposed to assist them in a faster ascent. Unfortunately, the bag got entangled in the guideline, forcing them to cut it free so that it wouldn't be a hindrance to their ascent. However, cutting their lift bags led to an exceedingly slow ascent, which is generally not recommended for divers. Why is this so? When divers have an excessively slow ascent, their bodies absorb more nitrogen quickly, and the presence of more nitrogen increases the risk of decompression sickness. In essence, what this means is that when divers slowly ascend, they minimize the amount of time where pressure differences exist before they surface. Therefore, they will surface with a lot more nitrogen in their bodies after a slow ascent. As they headed toward the surface, at 115 feet, Brian noticed that Liam was having difficulty breathing. He tried to give him his regulator, but Liam pushed it away. Brian then tried to give him his own regulator, but Liam again pushed it away. Liam then lost consciousness and began to sink uncontrollably. Fear came over Brian, and he tried to grab him, but he was unable to hold on. He checked his gas tank and realized that he had just enough air until he could complete his ascent. Then he paused. He was faced with two seemingly impossible situations: to go after his brother but run out of air while trying to save him, which would eventually make them both lose their lives, or abandon his brother in the deep as he saves his own life. Facing a situation that deeply shattered him emotionally, he started trembling with fear. Deliberating between two alternatives, he ultimately chose the latter, prioritizing the preservation of his own life. Casting a final sad look at his brother's sinking form, he resumed his ascent so as to not run out of air. Immediately, he got to the surface, let out a cry of pain, and narrated the tragic incident to the people present. Unfortunately, there wasn't a trained rescue diver available at the dive site. Consequently, they had to endure a prolonged wait of 6 hours before professional help could come to their aid. After several attempts to locate Liam in the deep waters of Zacaton, eventually Liam's lifeless body was recovered after a painful wait of 2 days. Cave diving is exciting and can bring a sense of accomplishment, but it is important to be aware of potential dangers. Liam Colton's tragic death served as a stark reminder of the risks associated with this activity. Despite his expertise, Liam's fate showed that even seasoned divers can't entirely escape the dangers of cave diving. To ensure a safe and fulfilling experience, it's important for all divers, regardless of skill level, to prioritize safety measures and precautions. Liam's demise was a painful one for his family, friends, and the diving community, especially his twin, because he was always full of life and commanded the respect of everyone around him. At any opportunity people have to talk about him, they are always grateful for the amazing words he spoke to them. He was honest and straight-talking. He will forever be remembered for his activeness and passion for so many things, aside from cave exploration. We would like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching, take a dive on the like and subscribe buttons and hit the bell icon so you get notified when we come back with another exciting cave diving story.